Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. My name is Caleb and I am the founder of Taurify, and in this video, I'm going to tell you about the 5 biggest mistakes that I made while starting my marketing agency and getting through that first year. My hope is that you take away from this, you learn from my mistakes so that you can be better. Now let's start with number 1. I didn't focus on the client relationship. I didn't realize, or I guess I thought I was better than the client relationship. I thought I could do the services, ignore the clients, ignore talking to them, and they would continue to stay with me. But I was completely wrong. People buy from people. They don't really care about the services. They don't care about what solution you're providing, what thing you have. They're with you because they like you, because they trust you, and you provide them with value. Now, obviously, yes, they care about the things that you are doing, but having a good, honest, clear relationship with the client makes it so much better and so much easier to continue that relationship, providing yourself with client retention so that people stay longer and you continue to make more money. When things go good and when things go bad, it's so much easier, especially in those bad times, if you have a good relationship with the client, to come up with a solution together. Number 2, I was letting my fears and my anxieties turn into lack of action and avoiding things. A certain project or a certain thing would need to be done, and I'd say, that's a lot of work, I'm scared of that, let me ignore that and I'll do it later. Or, I don't feel like dealing with this problem, I'm gonna run away. And it's completely normal to get anxious, to be scared, to be worried about certain things and certain problems. And as a business owner, you're gonna have many problems. That's why you're paid well, because you solve big problems. There's this quote that I like to repeat to myself whenever I have, it just seems like Murphy's Law is hitting me down. It's, you can tell the size of a man by the size of his problems. If you're worried about something very small, if your big problems are, your waiter forgot to put pickles on your sandwich, probably not, that big of a man. But if you're worried about paying your 100 employees or worried about how you're gonna get to that $2 million mark, then probably a pretty big man or woman. Another one I like, and I'll get off my philosophical high horse, is heavy is the head that wears the crown. You can come up with your own explanation for that one. But let's move on to number 3. I did not mandate client check-in points. So what a lot of agencies do is they'll say, hey, we'll have a meeting, a Zoom meeting or a phone call every week, every 2 weeks, something like that. What I did is I said, hey, you guys can reach out to me whenever you want. Here's a link, you can book a call, you can book as many of these as you want. But I didn't tell people, hey, let's put aside 2 weeks from now to speak. Let's put aside next Monday, I'll call you again then. I didn't lock in a time with people to do that. And for that reason, they didn't have anything that they were looking forward to in the agency. They didn't really know what was going on because there weren't enough regular updates. And because of that, the relationship and the services started to decline. Even if I thought, these numbers are looking great, we're getting tons of leads, things must be going great. But maybe the client had something else in mind. Maybe they think things are going terrible. You don't really know unless you have some sort of check-in. I'll give you an example here. So every time I go to the dentist, they say, all right, well, we'll see you in 6 months. Let's pick out a day right now. Let's lock it in and you'll come here then. It's not that I don't want to go to the dentist. It's not that I don't care about my dental hygiene, but if that was left up to me, it would probably get pushed to the wayside and I would forget about it. And then after a very long time, I'd be like, I feel like I haven't been to the dentist in a while. And then a year would pass and I probably have some poor dental hygiene. It's not that I wanted that. It's just that I got busy. There wasn't a date locked in. So lock in a date for, those consistent meetings. Number 4, and this is something that I'm still working on here, is effectively communicating expectations with clients, letting them know what we are gonna do and what is their responsibility and what they can do to make this successful. It's kind of like as an agency owner, you're kind of like a trainer in a gym. We can tell them how to follow up with leads. We can give them resources and teach them how to close deals. But truthfully, as an agency owner, you are not gonna have a successful agency unless your clients are successful, which can be tough because you're relying on other people. But it's important to clarify that expectation. Like, for example, there were some situations in the past where we generated leads for people. They weren't following up on them on time. They would call the leads 3 or 4 days later, and the leads would say, hey, I don't remember who you are. That company would come back to us and say, hey, these leads suck. They don't remember us. They don't know who we are. And I knew, oh yeah, well, you called them 4 days later. Of course they don't remember you. They saw the ad, they fill out the information. Speed to lead is very important. You gotta call them ASAP, literally. But the problem was, I didn't communicate that with them. I didn't tell them exactly what they need to do to be successful. I didn't tell them exactly how many times they need to follow up. I didn't say anything about that. So therefore, they weren't successful and they were expecting something different. Even on the flip side, you can have a client that is booking deals, booking jobs, making money, but they wanted more. It's important to communicate exactly what's gonna happen, when it's gonna happen, what they need to do to be successful, and how they can do that. Putting actual tangible numbers behind it as well. I'll give you an example. There was a different client that we were working with him. He spent about $100 on ads. And from those $100, he had $7,000 in sales booked. And I was telling him, and I said, oh, wow, that's great, congratulations, blah, 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 that's awesome. And then he was like, it's okay, I'm not too happy with it. And then in my head, I'm like, man, $100, you make 7,000, you spend $1,000, that's 70,000, because I know the numbers behind the ads. And, I didn't effectively communicate expectations. That's how you get people who are making an extra $20,000 a month and they're not that happy. Number 5. Now this is also something that I'm still working on, is scaling. I did not effectively put good systems in place to scale. That led to me hiring on employees, not having their system set up properly, not having all that set up properly. I was still doing the same amount of work, but I had a large amount of payroll that I was responsible for. And I really wasn't offloading any jobs to these people in an effective way. I didn't set myself up to scale properly. That is a huge issue that I had. So don't fall into that. I hope my mistakes can turn into your successes. If you like the channel, if you like this type of content, I encourage you to subscribe, learn a little bit about yourself, learn a little bit about the agency world, and check out some of our other videos. I think you'll find them helpful to you in your journey. Again, my name is Caleb, and if you have any questions, comments, concerns, you can leave a comment below and I'll try my best to help you out here. I hope you all have a great rest of your day and happy hunting.